Hello everyone, and we're back with video number 2 explaining chapter 6. We left off on with this screen where we learned that not every detail will be introduced by a signal word, and also a single sentence can contain more than one detail. So we're going to take a look at that on page 301 in the blue box. So here we have a short paragraph. It reads, "Nearly all survivors of date rape seem to suffer from post-traumatic stress syndrome. They can have anxiety, sleeplessness, eating disorders, and nightmares. Moreover, they can experience guilt concerning their own behavior, poor self-esteem, and the negative judgment of others. In addition, some individuals may require professional counseling." So here, this first sentence is our stated main idea. We're talking about survivors of date rape, and our main point is that they seem to suffer from post-traumatic stress syndrome. Okay? So the rest of these three other sentences are supporting details. But as you can see, in each sentence, they list multiple things. The second sentence here has anxiety, sleeplessness, eating disorders, and nightmares. That's 4 things right there. And so if you scroll down on the page, you could list those things in those 3 sentences out like this. So this is the supporting details. So these are the things that they suffer from. Okay? So this is something where if you had this paragraph in a book, you could, put like a 1, a 2, a 3 above each of those, or over in the margins, you can make a list like this. And so as you're going back and reviewing your textbook, you could look at your margin notes that way. Alright, so one way to help you is to number the details. So why should you do that? So when you number your details, when you make notes of them, either in the margins, on another piece of paper, on an index card, it helps you to locate all the details. It helps you to remember how many details there were and prevents you from over-marking and underlining the paragraph. If you get done highlighting and underlining and the whole paragraph is underlined and highlighting, you did too much. Okay, so that's why numbering, if you can put the little numbers in the paragraph itself, that will help, or make notations in the margins or on another page. Let's take a look at the blue box on page 302 of our textbook. Alright, it reads, "Religion can influence a person's thinking on many matters. Mormons are committed to self-reliance, church, and family. To them, church and family, not the government, should aid those who are experiencing financial difficulties. For this reason, they tend not to favor the existing welfare system. For thousands of years, Jews have valued learning and education, and therefore are more likely to support tax increases that benefit colleges and universities. Catholics generally oppose abortion and most forms of birth control. Hindus believe in reincarnation, and for that reason are least likely to rush into any decision. And Quakers are pacifists, who favor human rights and oppose violence of all types." So here, our first sentence is our stated main idea. Our topic, religion, and what's our point? Can influence a person's thinking on many matters. And so here, they've listed out, not in an actual list, but we're going to do that ourselves. We're going to list out all the different religions. We've got Mormons, Jews, Catholics, Hindus, and Quakers. Okay? So in the margins or another piece of paper, you can make a notation like this, where it says Mormons dash and then what they're thinking, their influence on people's thinking. Okay? The same with Jews, Catholics, Hindus, Quakers. So this is what you could put into your own words it would look like. Or if you have an index card, remember, we can turn that main idea into a question. How can religion influence a person's thinking? And here we have the answers for that. So when you list the details, it is not necessary to use the exact words from the paragraph or write incomplete sentences. These are your notes. So restate them briefly in your own words. And so we call that paraphrasing, where we're restating an author's material in our own words. So details can be organized by a list. steps in a process, maybe a recipe, a table or chart to show similarities and differences, and then reasons and results, so causes and effects. And so this, we will actually talk more about this type of organization in Chapter 7, so kind of keep that in the back of your mind. We have two types of details. Our first are major or primary details. So if it says major, it's the same thing as primary. Okay, so these are details that directly support the main idea because they support or explain what the main idea is. Okay, they are the ones that are going to answer the comprehension monitoring question. Then we have secondary minor details. These support the major details. Okay, so let's look at a chart on page 304 of our textbook. And I like this chart because I think it simplifies it all. Okay, so here we have our main idea, okay, and this could be supported by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it doesn't matter. It can be supported by as a minimum of one major or primary detail or more than 3. Okay, here we have an example with 3. Okay, so the green is our major or primary detail, and it supports directly the main idea of the paragraph. In the blue is our minor, our secondary details, and these support the major primary green details. Okay, you could have 2 minor details supporting a major one, or you could just have 1. Okay, let's take a look down here. So here we have this paragraph, and we've taken this paragraph and used the same chart to show the difference between the major and minor details. So the first sentence is our stated main idea. Throughout history, pepper has had many other uses besides as a way to season food. So we could change it into a question. What other uses can pepper be used for besides food? Okay, we have 3 uses for that. 3 major primary details. Our first one is the first way to preserve meat. Okay, there's a couple of ways that we can do this. These are our minor details. So during Crusades, used to preserve sausages, still used to preserve meat today. Okay, so these support this first way. Alright, this box is our second way. So pepper can be used as medicine. How? In medieval times, it was used to cure aches and pains. Native Americans today use pepper to cure toothaches. So these 2 minor details support this way. Alright, and then our third major detail, it's used to control insects. Our minor detail that explains that, French and Dutch use pepper to kill moths and repel insects. So this minor detail supports this major detail specifically. Okay, so these minor details on the left are not going to support this major detail on the right. Okay, so the minor details give even more examples, specifics about each of these different ways. Okay, so this is a chart way to get you to understand where the major details are versus the minor details and what each supports. Okay, so the blue will support the green and the green will support the yellow. Alright, let's take a look at exercise 3 on page 306 of our book. Alright, here we have a heading, we have a title, and we have special print, so hopefully that'll help us. It reads, microcomputers are the most widely used and fast-growing type of computer. There are several kinds of microcomputers. Desktop computers are small enough to fit on top of or alongside a desk, yet are too big to carry around. An Apple iMac is a popular example of a desktop computer. Notebook computers, also known as laptop computers, are portable, lightweight, and fit into most briefcases. The Dell Inspiron and Sony Vaio are examples of network computers. A tablet PC is a type of notebook that accepts your handwriting. This input is digitized and converted to standardized text that can be further processed by programs such as word processors. Apple iPad, Motorola Xoom, and Samsung Galaxy are widely used tablet PCs. Handheld computers are the smallest kind of microcomputer and are designed to fit into the palm of one hand. Also known as palm computers or personal digital assistants, PDAs, these systems typically combine pen input, writing recognition, personal organization tools, and communication abilities in a very small package. The BlackBerry and HP iPad are examples of individual computers. So here, the second sentence, there are several kinds of microcomputers. This is our main idea. Alright, so what are the kinds of microcomputers? They are what's in bold. So we've got desktop computers, we've got notebook computers, we've got tablet PC, and handheld computers. These are all our primary details. Okay? What's an example of the desktop computer? It's the Apple iMac. That's a minor detail right here. Notebook computers. Example, Dell Esperon and Sony Vaio. Those are minor details. Tablet PC. That's our major detail. A minor detail, an example of it would be an Apple iPad, Motorola Xoom, and Samsung Galaxy. These are the minor details. And then handheld computers, these are the PDAs, the BlackBerry, and HP iPad. Those are minor details supporting what this handheld computer is. And then other things to always keep in mind are gray box at the end of the chapter. You want to watch for clues that indicate a list of details that will follow. You want to avoid overmarking your textbook by numbering the supportive details in a paragraph rather than highlighting or underlining them. And then listing the details on a separate line in your study notes or on review cards can help you learn the information more effectively. Alright, so that is the end of our PowerPoint for Chapter 6. This is supporting details. So next, in the next video, I'm going to go over the green exercise, the checkpoint exercise in Chapter 6, along with the Test Your Understanding Part 1. If there's anything that you want me to go over, or you have further questions about, or you want feedback on the assignments, please let me know. You guys stay safe, stay sane, and I will talk to you later.